In this video, I'm talking about the worst employees that I've ever hired, some red flag characteristics to look for when interviewing people, and how to avoid making these mistakes early on like I did. And if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to tell you about how you can enter in to win a giant fire lane stencil for our 3K giveaway. But if you're interested in learning more about parking lot striping, how to get customers, how to optimize a GMB profile, customer legal contracts, and much more, be sure to check out the How to Stripe course. It will be the first link in the pinned comment section and description. So we got a call to restripe a massive 3-story parking garage last spring. It was like an $11,000 or $12,000 job. And after initially looking at the property, I knew for certain that I was going to need some additional help. That's when one of my workers gave me a suggestion and said that we should think about hiring one of their friends. After some consideration, I decided to reach out to see if they would be interested in helping us out. They agreed, and we determined a date with the project coordinator to begin the work. I agreed to pay them $1,000 for this project, and it ended up being around 40 hours of work. So $1,000 for 40 hours of work averages to like $25 to $27 an hour. That's a very good rate for someone that doesn't have any prior experience. Anyways, they showed up and we got to the job site around 5 o'clock in the morning. When they showed up to the job site, initially, when we began to unpack all of the equipment, I told them that I wanted them to paint the beams by hand. Well, they didn't like the fact that I wanted the beams to be painted by hand, but I knew that they didn't have any previous experience running a parking lot striping machine, so I knew that if they set up the machine and tried to run it without having any experience, that it would be a disaster. All throughout the day, over and over, they kept saying, "It sure would go a lot faster if we did this. I think we should do it like this." And they kept offering suggestions of how the job site would be more productive if we only just did what they said. So eventually I gave in and I set up the other line striper and I let him start striping. And that was a horrible mistake. I never should have done that. And now from the future, moving forward, we will never do that anymore. They got paint everywhere. So they went to the hardware store, they came back with the paint that they got, and they grayed out all of the yellow paint that was sprayed all over the beams. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. They decided they want to go eat lunch. We've been working there for probably about 6 hours, if that. They just leave, say they're going to go get lunch, and then never come back. Needless to say, I will never ever use these people ever again. Okay, so let's talk about some red flag characteristics that I didn't see in the beginning that you need to be aware of. Number 1, never hire someone that knows it all, okay? People who know it all have absolutely nothing to learn. You can't teach them anything because they already know everything. And that was a major problem with these people on the job site. They knew everything, or so they thought. They thought that they knew. But when they set up the line striper and got paint everywhere, they realized real quick that they had no idea what they were doing. Some people just have to learn that way when they think that they know it all. Number 2, never hire someone that cannot take correction. A person who has never been forced to follow will never be an effective leader because they've never learned how to take direction. They've never learned how to follow. They've never learned how to take orders. Someone who does not know how to follow will never be an effective leader. Third, never hire people that are dating. I realize that this is a big mistake because when you hire people that are dating, especially if they're working on the same crew, if you upset one of them, you better believe that that is going to have a negative impact on the way the other person's perception of you will be. All right, guys, with that being said, if you made it to the end of this video, if you want to enter into the 3K giveaway, we're going to be giving away a large fire lane stencil. All you have to do is make sure that you go over to our Instagram, be sure to follow us on Instagram, and then comment in the comment section your Instagram name. That way we can see that you're following us. And then when we go to do the giveaway, we will pick one random winner from the comment section of this video. Anyways, guys, if you made it this far in the video, comment bad employee, and we will see you in the next one.